Hi everybody, I'm Carmela Levy-David and I'm the Superintendent of Schools here in Bridgeport Public Schools, and I'm very excited to take you through a new and improved walk of our Harding High School.
How you doing? I'm Vernon Thompson, principal of Warren Harding High School, and I'm excited about the support that I've received from Dr. Levy and our leadership in the district. And where the support started, Dr. Levy and Dr. Avery, they came to our school. They actually had conversations with me, and they understood that this building was built for about 850 students, which was the enrollment at the old Harding. Since the inception of the new building, we're at about 1250. So the building is we're pretty overpopulated for how this building was built. Dr. Levy came in and she saw the problem, and our district immediately supported our school with a solution in less than 6 months. So this was an opportunity. We have 3 of these spaces, which were open collaboratorium spaces that were converted into classrooms, which will allow us to offer students more classroom in terms of having more spaces, but also more collaborative opportunities.
And the challenge is, how do you do this in a building that is modern, that's beautiful, without taking away any of the aesthetic, and also providing additional seats for our students? With these spaces, and as you can see, this is actually a pretty cozy space. It's open. Students have the ability to not only see inside their classroom, but outside their classroom. We now have 90 additional seats that we've been able to add through creating 3 spaces like this in the building. And we will continue to respond and be very responsive whenever we see that there is a need that will help to make the lives of our students and our teachers easier. And this is a beautiful space, but at the same time, I want to thank George Garcia and his team for being so innovative and creative and modern, and creating a space that, while it's semi-permanent, if there's ever a need to go back to the way the building was originally designed, we can dismantle this to do that and still enjoy those open spaces. But for now, as we continue to have high enrollment, we will have additional seats for our students here at Harding.
And just to come off of Dr. Levy, they didn't waste time in coming up with a solution for us. This has always been a challenge for us in terms of providing our students with the support and with the space that they needed. And this was something that I did not have to wait for. Once they identified my challenge, they had a solution for us. So I'm very appreciative to the level of support that we're receiving to provide our students the best possible opportunities.
Mr. Thompson, do you know what classes will be held in these spaces?
So where we're starting is our college prep and career classes are where we're starting. Because that is an opportunity where our guidance counselors push into those classes and work with students, especially our senior seminars on preparation for college and career. So these are awesome collaborative spaces, and that was our focus in terms of preparing for next year. So all of our college and career classes will utilize these spaces.
Thank you, that sounds ideal.
Yeah.
College prep is definitely the right space for this environment and for students to be able to take full advantage of having the additional collaborative space and the additional support of our counselors. And adding counseling support for Harding has also been something that I've heard from students and from parents, and we've done that this year. We've added additional counseling support to Harding High School so that we can have more counselors with more frequent touch points with our students as they are planning not only their pathway through the school, but their post-educational, post-high school pathways, whether that be going from school to work, going to our wonderful University of Bridgeport here locally, because we have now a great opportunity for them, or choosing any other pathway that they opt to follow after high school. So one of the challenges of school construction is predicting the number of students you're going to serve in the space. And now that we have taken the additional step of having an actual demographic study and a facilities master plan, it will empower us to plan better, to build students to accommodate the needs as they occur over the next 10 to 15 years. So that plan will be completed sometime this fall, and we'll be able to present those results to the board and to the community and share where we have increases in our population, where population is beginning to shrink, and use that information to plan construction in a way that actually is more responsive to the needs of our community.
And you were just telling me that the new school improved academic
We've improved culturally, and we've improved academically, and that has caused an increase in enrollment. And another factor about the importance of the work that our current leadership and Dr. Levy are doing is our gym is built for 850 students. That's something that you really can't remedy, you know, and Harding has always been known to have one of the best basketball programs in the state, and we have limited space currently. We can't hold state tournament games, so there's a lot of limitations. So the plan and the approach that Dr. Levy has taken will keep that from happening in terms of future construction, because we're at a spot where there's just areas where we're stuck.
And it's the same for many of our high schools in the city. We want to make sure that we have space not only to accommodate the students who are participating in sports, in music programs within our facilities, but that we can also be competitive and have regional tournaments and state tournaments here in Bridgeport. So as we look at the results of the demographic study and the facilities master plan, our goal is to be able to identify locations within the city of Bridgeport where we can actually have a sports complex for all of the high schools, where we are able to have the ability to build programs, have non-traditional sports as well as traditional sports, and also invite other members of our greater Fairfield County community to come and participate in those sports with us here in Bridgeport. One of the big challenges for this particular space is that it was built with old Harding in mind. It only had 800 kids. We have 1,200 students currently enrolled. So if you can look at this gym and look at the space, when we pull out the bleachers, there is barely any margin left for the players, for the athletes, for the trainers, for all of the individuals that support the game happening, our referees, and to make sure that it's safe. In order to make sure that the environment is safe, we can't ever allow more than 800 people in attendance to these games, and that means we have to turn people away. With 800 students, whoever comes from the guest side, we may not have room for them either. So we want to make sure that we can do that. If we have students come from New Haven or any other city, they should be able to have an entire side of the gym that is dedicated to the away team's support, and also have an entire side of the gym devoted to the home side of the competition. And we are very, very, very dedicated fans here in Bridgeport. So we want to make sure that we give that back to the community in future facilities that we build for sports and for learning.